What is going on, people? Welcome back for another video. Week 2 is officially over. It's been a rough one, as expected, really. Still, very happy with how everything kind of turned out this week. Performance from previous blocks is up significantly, not just on the top sets, but on the volume work as well. So very exciting times ahead. The first thing I want to talk about is how the last 3 sessions of the week went, and then I'll be diving into more of a kind of just talking out my thoughts and feelings about this week and about how this sets me up for the upcoming 3 weeks of training. So let's talk about day 3. I had some high burst squats working up to a top set that was capped at 225 kilos at RPE of 7 for a set of 5. Yeah, heavily undershot. I felt like I probably could have done somewhere between 10 and 12 reps with 225 on this particular day. I didn't feel good. Like, I just couldn't really get the bar to sit on my back where I wanted it. Really, it was just like really strange. My shoulders were just like, I just found it really hard to get into position. Typical. Unfortunately, this is a very common thing with high levels of acute fatigue. Like, external rotation in my shoulders just becomes like non-existent. So that sucked, but it's all good. I pretty much got it right for the last set, which is why you can see 190 move the way it did for a set of 9. But all my warm-ups felt horrific. This was 195, second to last warm-up. I tend to take a lot of singles in my warm-ups, just because I do a lot of prehab work anyway. Like, I'm pretty sweaty, pretty pumped before I get under the bar anyway. So I don't see the reason of doing a lot of work, a lot of repetitions before my top set. That's just how I operate. That's a way to do it, not the only way. Try it out for yourself, see how it feels. This was 215 for my last warm-up. It felt terrible. terrible. It is what it is. I knew it was just gonna be one of those days. Like, normally if week 2 is off to a good start, the second part of the week tends to suffer quite a bit, which is fine. It is what it is, all good. Had to just kind of switch on and get it done. That's kind of just the way it goes with some of your sessions. Like, not necessarily forcing it, I guess. I wouldn't say that's the right word, but just kind of turning up and putting your best foot forward on any given day, even if you physically don't feel particularly up for doing all that work, which I definitely didn't feel up for it, to be honest. But moved alright, like, again, just like quite casual still, kind of keeping it chill. Sets me up really well for Monday, honestly, which is tomorrow now. So tomorrow is officially 14 days away from the 300 kilo squat, so looking forward to that. I think it's going to be a hell of a day once I cross that off, and then hopefully progress further into something juicy. Yeah, so that felt pretty solid. Then I had my back offs, which was 170, 180, and 190 kilos for my set of 9, which is pretty good. But you can tell even on this 170, I was just trying to find that bar position, and I was like, this feels horrific. But that's all good. This set felt terrible, to be honest. The first set after the top set always feels terrible, honestly. That's just how it seems. I feel like as I exert a lot of energy on that top set, it just feels, I feel like I need like 1 or 2 sets to kind of get that groove back and be able to execute the way I need to. It is what it is, which is why I do a lot of ascending work, because my last set tends to be my best set a lot of the times on lower body work, especially on squat. That's the true thing. Like, I need that time to recover from that top set, and then kind of like that 3rd set, 4th set, if I end up doing that many. That tends to be the best one. So, and it was very much true on this particular day as well. I ended up hitting 190 kilos for a set of 9 at like sub 6 RP, which was significantly easier than my 180 last week. So very happy about that. Even with this cardio work, felt pretty good. And then after this, I just had some quad accessory work, pretty much. I'm not sure why, but on this particular day, on Thursdays, every time I get this squat work done, I just feel like I want to throw up and I feel sick, so I have to go in for like half an hour to kind of let my stomach calm down. I'm doing a lot of like cluster sets and like high RP work on my accessory work, trying to grow these quads, so I can squat something big and also pull something big. Yeah, I just struggle with it at the minute. It hurts so bad. Like, I love this like bodybuilding work and hypertrophy work, but oh man, like, it is very demanding, and yeah, that's just how it is. Bench, after all this work was I would say I had better sessions, put it that way. I did 195 for my top set, which you guys will see in a minute. But I'm just struggling with the Sapphire rack. It's been a problem for a little while now. I feel like as I'm losing a bit of weight, my archer is becoming higher, which then makes Sapphire racking a little bit more difficult. So I ended up dropping the rack height on my back offs, and that felt phenomenal, which ended up replicating on Saturday, which was yesterday, and that was also very, very good. So there's definitely some merit into dropping my rack height to rack height 3. So I'll be continuing to use that rack height for the foreseeable and see how it treats me with the heavier work. But I have officially picked the meet as well. So we are currently 62 days out, so just a smidge under 9 weeks. I'll be competing as a 105, but I'll probably weigh somewhere in the 97 to 99 region. I haven't really decided whether if I'm gonna just try to be like 99.9 and take the all-time British record total in sleeves, regardless of federation. That's kind of like the idea at the minute. The total sits at like 810 kilos. So I'm looking to hit somewhere between 830 and 850, depending on the day. Body weight is pretty much like sub 100 anyway, so I'm not that bothered. I'm kind of undecided at the minute. I'm gonna have to decide later on. I'll probably make the call a week out whether if I'll bother to come down and like have really good dots, or wilks, whatever you want to call it, like pound for pound have really good rating, or I'll just like try to have the biggest total that I can. Mind 850 would put me third all time in the 105s as well, while being like severely under the weight class, so that's quite exciting. Not that I have any intentions moving up anytime soon, but that's a nice reassurance that I would be pretty good as a 105 as well. So we'll see how it goes. Warm-ups felt honestly just terrible on this particular day. But the top set was also terrible, well, not as terrible as I anticipated. And then all my back of work was actually really nice. As soon as I dropped the rack height, the weight just felt lighter in my hands. So that was nice little like positive momentum after the top set. Happy about that. Then obviously the following day I had some deadlifting to do. So this is just some of the warm-ups I do. I just do some RDLs, just warming up the back, warming up the hamstrings, warming up the posterior chain, which I kind of needed. I felt like absolutely demolished. Friday is going to be one of those days where I'm just looking to maintain performance from previous blocks, while Thursday's performance is higher every block, which is essentially all I'm after. I'm not looking to push this day. I'm not looking to hit PRs. It's just here for skill retention, setting me up for a good deadlift day on Monday. Also, just making sure that the body feels good, making sure it feels healthy. Doing all this warm-up work, I can tell if something is off, then I can address it before I end up loading like 250 plus kilos on the bar. But yeah, the only issue I had on this particular day, my legs were absolutely smoked, so I struggled to stay in my quads, which you'll see on every single set. It was just like terribly executed deadlifts, but here we are. Also, you notice I use straps in all my sets. I do, because doing mixed grip tends to hurt my back and hurt my I just developed like posterior rib issues, which is something I don't want to do whilst I'm prepping for a meet, or even in general, because it hinders my squat and my bench heavily. I can't arch, can't retract and depress. It's just extremely painful to breathe. So I avoided by using straps, and it's been working amazingly, which is why I think recent squat and bench progress has been very good as well. Obviously, being able to train pain free and push hard is a big thing. So that is that. Also, a couple of good news as well about the home gym. My dad made a belt squat, like an actual decent belt squat. It's very similar to the custom kit one, but it's something I can put in the rack, and it doesn't take up a lot of space. I can fold it up, I can fold it down, so it's not in the way. I can still use the cable machines as well in the rack, so it's not a problem. I tried it. You guys will see the video in the end. It's very, very nice, so very happy about that. My dad's an absolute DIY master, so thank you for that, Papa, if you're watching. And also, I do have an Eleiko pad, so like anyone who's in the IPF knows that the Eleiko came out with a new combo rack in 2019, which has a knurled pad, so it's very, very different from any other bench you will ever use, because that's the only bench that has a knurled padding, so it's quite a hard bench. I'm personally not a fan. Unfortunately, I'm not a fan of this bench, but that's all good. But my dad's gonna make it exactly 44 centimeters like the Eleiko bench, like super comes back, and that's the bench we're gonna use at this meet. So that'll be very exciting to be able to prep pretty much as specific as I can with my resources. I don't have the resources to buy an Eleiko competition rack myself, so that's not going to happen, but this is as close as I can get. So very excited about that too. I'm glad my dad's like good with DIY, so he can make it exactly how I need it. And then yeah, I'm excited, man. I think 850 is definitely on the cards if the prep kind of goes my way, which training has been going my way. So I really want to capitalize on that. I just hope this next upcoming 9 weeks of training just goes exactly the same as the last 9, and I should be good for it. I think the breakdown would look like 310 squat, or what is that, 685 pounds. A 210 bench, which is 462, which would be like a 22.5 kilo comp PB. It would just be like absolutely ridiculous. And then it would be a 330 kilo deadlift, which would be a 32 kilo comp PB, which is 725 pounds, thereabouts, I think. So that would be very cool. And that would also obviously be an all-time British record in sleeves. So that's kind of like the idea at the minute. That's kind of where I want to be, 850 at like sub 100, whatever I weigh. I don't care too much about that, given I'm under 100. And then obviously, as the British comes closer, I'll come down to my natural walk around weight for 93 meet prep, and then prep there and cut the weight and the usual stuff. What I've been doing for the past like 2 years pretty much, as I've been a 93. So that's gonna be super exciting. And this is the belt squat. It's like amazing. Such a good belt squat. So happy about that. So I'm looking forward to using that. It will be very, very good. And then after this, I just had like some close grip Larsen press and stuff like that, but not that exciting. But if you ended up sticking around listening to me rambling, thank you so much. And please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.